The thing is with school teaches you to be an employee. It doesn't teach you to be the owner of a company. It teaches you to be an employee. Like, why do you think you're never taught how to do taxes or something like that? Because if you're an employee, you don't have to deal with anything. For me, I feel like school doesn't prepare you for real life. It just throws you in a building and says, learn this, learn that. But then I step back and realize that school is literally just a place to help you find yourself. And then once you find that thing in school that makes you happy, you have to just go straight for it and go hard on it. Don't just do what school tells you to do. Do more than that. If you enjoy sports, work hard at it. You know, train for it. Find the club, do something to help you get better at it. School teaches you the bare minimum, and if you want to be up there, then you gotta work hard for it, man.
Where is the wealthiest place in the world? It's not China, it's not Dubai, it's the graveyard. Because in the graveyard, you will find inventions never invented, businesses never erected, songs never sung, books never written, ideas never nurtured, people never realized, because they were scared to take a risk. Scared like you. But you want to know something else? You're not in the graveyard yet. See, this present moment is so precious. We have to be here. We have to be in it and make the most of it. We have to live our dreams now because they are possible.
Real lions like the process.
I'm going to let each one of you pick out the car of your choice. Sounds good, doesn't it? Pick it out, any color, you name it. It'll be tied up with a bow, and it'll be at your house tomorrow. And you say, well, what's the catch? And the catch is that it's the only car you're going to get in your lifetime. Now, what are you going to do knowing that that's the only car you're ever going to have and you love that car? You're going to take care of it like you cannot believe. Now, what I'd like to suggest, you're not going to get only one car in your lifetime, but you're going to get one body and one mind, and that's all you're going to get. And that body and mind feels terrific now, but it has to last you a life.
In this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Sure. And basically said you come from a poor family and you could struggle your whole life and try to get rich, but you're not going to make it. And if you come from a rich family, you could be stupid your whole life and make it. Not because it was thinking, but it was unconscious behavior that was downloaded from rich families into kids, which is unconscious. So they're making the right moves unconsciously. If they engage their conscious mind, then they look stupid, but it's unconscious. And that's the same thing with poor people. Poor people have beliefs from the family, oh, you can't make it, life's a struggle, things are hard, who do you think you are? And if that's the program you get, then 95% of the day you will sabotage yourself. And that's why poor people stay poor and rich people stay rich, because the programming.
Well, now that we can see how short life really can be, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? That's a trigger. That's the biggest trigger that I have ever experienced. What are you going to do the rest of your life? And what I had to do is I had to start taking some of my own advice. I have been telling people, I had written about it for a very long time, that if you're doing something that you're not totally committed to, if you're doing something that you're not totally passionate about, you're compromising yourself every day.
I tell my kids all the time, experience is priceless, man. It's a shame you got to pay for it with your youth. I tell them that all the time, man. Because you know, my kids, they grew up, they're in the Google age, right? So they think because they can Google, they think they know. And I be telling them all the time, it's a lot of you can't Google. Dad, you can Google anything. No, you can't. So they challenged me the other day, said, Dad, name 2 things you can't Google. I said, you ready? I said, Google success. go Google it. Google it. Go Google success. Now, go be it. Just you do what is. You can't Google success.
When you focus on the past, that's your ego. I did this. You know, we were able to, you know, beat this team 4-0. I did this in the past. I won that in the past. And when I focus in the future, is my pride. Like, yeah, next game, game 5, I do this and this and this. You know, I'm going dominant. That's your pride talking. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, you're right here. And I kind of like try to focus in the, you know, in the moment, in the present. And that's humility. That's being humble. That's not setting no expectation. That's going out there, enjoying the game, competing at a high level.
We didn't actually come up with the name Tesla Motors. We didn't own the name. It was a guy in Sacramento came up with the name and owned the name, and we had to buy it off him for $75,000.
You wanted that name that badly?
Yeah, the guy in Sacramento really didn't want to sell us the name either. I sent the nicest guy in the company to just go sit on his doorstep and not leave until he agreed to sell it to us.
A sweet guy.
The nicest, impossible to anger, nicest person. So basically, just the guy said, "Fine, I'll sell you the name."
If you leave my doorstep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's the lack of empathy. This is normal in our business world. You walk into someone's office, someone walks into our office and says, your numbers have been down for the 3rd quarter in a row. You have to pick up your numbers, otherwise I can't guarantee what the future will look like. How inspired do you think that person is to come to work the next day? Here's what empathy looks like. You walk into someone's office, someone walks into your office and says, your numbers are down for the 3rd quarter in a row. Are you okay? I'm worried about you. What's going on? We all have performance issues. Maybe someone's kid is sick. Maybe they're having problems in their marriage. Maybe one of their parents is dying. We don't know what's going on in their lives.
Put some things together, 3 or 4 things you can do every day to start the day, kickstart your day, get going in your day to give you a sense of respect for yourself, accomplishment for yourself. Look, just beating that sun up every morning gives me the sense of accomplishment, that I did what I said I was going to do, that I woke up when I said I would wake up, and I start building respect for myself, start believing in myself so that I can go out into the world and maybe today when I go into this meeting that I'm dressed for, maybe they'll believe in me as much as I believe in me, and that'll show up in a contract, a deal.
Time creates distractions. Literally, time, if you're like managing time, you get all these distractions that are going there. What does focus do? It blocks them out.
Right.
So don't worry about managing time. Manage your focus. Be in that moment when you're in that moment, and then you'll get so much more done during that time. Mm-hmm. All right? You know, time tells you to stop. All right? Focus tells you keep going. Mm-hmm. When you focus, what do? You just keep going. You just keep going.
The anxiety has this ability to stretch your soul thin, and you feel out of control. Depression, on the other hand, is when you feel like your life is being constricted inward and darkness is enveloping over you. Typically, if you have any level of anxiety, depression will follow. If you have depression, anxiety is right around the corner. I read this great quote. I think it's amazing. It says this. It says, having anxiety and depression is like being scared and tired at the same time. It's the fear of failure, but no urge to be productive.
Most people want to be happy, but their habit is to be worried or pissed off or frustrated or stressed. And so they've got a highway to stress and they got a dirt road to happiness. So I wire myself. I've got a highway to gratitude, which changes all your emotions. And then I do a 3-minute process of kind of a prayer for my family and friends. And then I do a 3-minute process of the top 3 things I want to accomplish. I see it as done and I feel it. I'm done in 10 minutes. So sometimes I go 20, but my deal is 10, so there's no excuse not to do it.